Hey guys, how's everybody? I hope you're doing well. I am trying my best to have a restful Sunday. Just not feeling the greatest, and I don't know. I couldn't sleep last night for anything. I could not sleep. Jesus is just so close, and I said in my study yesterday, like I don't even want to eat. Well, now I don't even want to sleep. So yeah, I just wanted to do a quick follow-up here. Not to go any further in our study, but I watched it back and I'm like, I got so excited. There's a few things I didn't even say. And also I wanted to clarify. I'm just kind of following this fullness topic that I feel like God's kind of just leading us on. I'm not at all saying don't get excited about Passover and don't look for Jesus until Pentecost. Like, I'm not trying to teach that Jesus is coming at Pentecost. And, like, I'm just studying the Bible. That's all. I'm just studying the Bible. You know? And if there's one thing, I'm not great at a lot of things, but if there's one thing I'm decent at, it's taking, like, correction. Like, no, Christy, that can't mean it. Because this, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Let me read. You know, so I wanted to clarify that I'm not like doing this study to prove that the rapture comes at Pentecost or anything like that. I'm just studying the Bible. Like, that's it. I just got given some quiet time. So I thought I'd just clarify real quick. Okay. So, again, if you're watching this and you're like, what is she talking about? You need to go watch the two fullnesses, the let's study, and then the two fullnesses that will come, and then the end will come. First, or this won't make sense, okay? So I just want to clarify a few things. First thing was I'm not like making a case for, let me show you how I know the rapture is at Pentecost. No, it's not what I'm saying. So I want to say that. Watching back, one of the things, okay, so first, Pentecost, I kept saying it doesn't have a date nailed down. What I kept saying when I was studying originally was, no one knows the exact day or hour. No one knows the exact day or hour. Like back then, they didn't know exact day or hour of Pentecost. They had to wait and see how it fell and then count. So no one knew the day or hour. I don't know why I forgot that. Like, how silly. My kids leave, like, goldfish and crap in my bed. Oh, it drives me nuts. Like, my one spot. Yeah, so no one knew the day or the hour exact of Pentecost. That was that, okay? So just, follow me on this one. Maybe a stretch. Found it interesting. Pentecost is also called the Feast of Weeks. What happens at the rapture? Book of Daniel, anyone? Weeks? Daniel? Weeks? Let me see, do I have it up? Let me see if I can flip to it quickly. Let's read it. I'll just read it to you. Let the Holy Spirit tell you what it wants to tell you. I usually flip right to Daniel. Oddly enough, that's my brother's name too. A little bit different types of Daniel. We'll just say that. Okay. Let's do Daniel. It's 9:20. We'll just go down through, okay? While I was speaking and praying, confessing my sin and the sin of my people, Israel, and making my request to the Lord, my God, for his holy hill, while I was still in prayer, Gabriel, the man I had seen in the earlier vision, came to me in a swift flight, about the time of the evening sacrifice, he instructed me and said to me, Daniel, I have now come to give you insight and understanding. As soon as you began to pray, an answer was given, which I have come to tell you. For you are highly esteemed. Therefore, consider the message and understand the vision. Here it goes. 77s are decreed for your people and for your holy city to finish transgression and to put an end to sin, to atone for wickedness, to bring up everlasting righteousness, to seal up visions and prophecy, and to anoint the most holy. Know and understand this, from the issuing of the decree to restore and rebuild Jerusalem until the anointed one, the ruler, comes, and there will be 7 sevens and 62 sevens, and it will be rebuilt with streets and a trench, but in times of trouble. After the 62 sevens, the anointed one will be cut off and have nothing. The people of the ruler who will come will destroy the city and the sanctuary. The end will come like a flood. War will continue until the end, and desolations have been decreed. He will confirm a covenant with many for 1 7 in the middle of the 7, and he will put an end to sacrifice and offering. And on a wing of the temple he will set up an abomination that causes desolation until the end that is decreed is poured out on him. All of that to say, there's another kind of tie-in with Pentecost and weeks. That's it. That's all. But I love reading the Bible, so. So we got, nobody knew the day or the hour of Pentecost. And weeks, Feast of Weeks. I mean, obviously that's a stretch, but I just thought it was cool. Okay. I'm going to clarify another thing about the 14. Remember how we talked about there were 3 14s in the beginning of Matthew? The whole point is that, okay, so we counted 50 days down to Pentecost. 50th year of the Jubilee, people return home and slaves are set free. So then that took us to the letter Nun in the Hebrew alphabet with the numerical value of 50. Also means fish. We went over that, which we'll get to here in just a second. It's the 14th letter. So not only is 50 tied to fullness and completion, but it's the 14th letter. And there were 3 sets, which, you know, we all know how God uses the number 3, you know. There were 3 14s. So follow me here. 3 fullnesses that came to the ultimate fullness. 3 14 generation sets. So 14 generations to the Christ. Christ is fullness. If you had to describe fullness in one word, it would be Christ. So now we have 14 tied to Christ, 14 tied to 50, 50 tied to fullness, fullness tied to Christ. So that's why the 14, it being the 14th letter, was significant because of the generations leading to Christ, who is fullness exemplified. We're made full in him. He paid in full. He is full. He was fully God, fully man. Jesus is fullness, no matter how you look at it. Okay, and the last thing I wanted to clarify, because I didn't think that was very clear when I listened back to it. I want to go in just a little bit more detail about the fish being pulled up. So, like, obviously the fish represents us being caught up in the net, okay? If you notice in John 21, they ate. I didn't even say this in the video. After the fish got pulled into the boat, they ate with Jesus. And that's what we're going to do. Let me just read my notes here. After the fish came in the boat safely, they ate. It was a fight to get the fish in. Just like we have to fight through this world armored up. We have to fight this spiritual battle. So it was a fight to get the fish in the boat. But the fish were only there because Jesus was there, and they were only able to make it in the boat because Jesus was there. And how does that not type in shadow the rapture? Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And then they ate with Jesus. They had a meal, like the marriage supper of the Lamb. I don't know. That's all for now. I was just needing a little pick-me-up. And I had wanted to clarify that anyway. So we'll just get caught up with each other on that. Like I said, if you haven't watched the previous video, watch it, because this won't make sense if you don't. Well, you don't have to watch it. You can do whatever you want. But if you want this video to make sense, you got to watch the other one. But yeah, so I just thought I'd clarify real quick. And then see you soon with continuing it. I mean, I'm hoping Jesus comes as soon as clock strikes midnight in Israel on April 26th. I want to go home and meet all you guys. I love you. God bless. See you soon. Bye-bye.